My name is Holly Bendall. I'm a sculptor and surfer living in Cornwall. I've always loved the water, I've always been drawn to it, but I didn't start surfing until I was 18 when I was lifeguarding. I kind of grew up more in the skate park when I was a lot younger until surfing came along, and then that sort of took over. Yeah, I'd say the connection between surfing and sculpting is sort of the feeling that you get and the process. Like both of them are quite fast and slow. It's sort of like the yin and the yang. So like in sculpting, there are parts when it's like really slow and meditative and you're carving away. And then there's times in surfing when you're like sat out the back and you're just contemplating things and staring at the horizon and sort of waiting for a set. It's like that flow state, I guess, you get, and it's like the balance between the calm and chaos. I found sculpting when my mum got diagnosed with breast cancer. It was really quite awful to watch someone that you love so much like go through something like that, and that was actually how I found sculpture again. We were all in like so much shock, and I think I was just trying to get her out of the house to like take her mind off of it. There was a local sculptor to us who had some pieces in Lyme Regis. My parents live in Dorset. I met with her, she's called Claire Trenchard, and we had this beautiful conversation, and her partner at the time was really ill and she'd also been through breast cancer and survived it, and she just gave me so much hope and we really connected. She ended up taking me on as her assistant, and I spent so much time there like learning how to sculpt and just kind of processing things, and yeah, it's been like such a beautiful like journey, I suppose. I think being a surfer and a sculptor or an artist, they're both ways of like living your life. With surfing, you're always constantly watching the forecast, you're constantly like checking the wind, what the swell's doing, what the tide's doing. Also with sculpture and art, like you never really switch off from it either, so you're always sort of thinking about it. The idea for this sculpture, I think it came from a feeling that I got when I saw a photo that Warby had taken of our friend Nick Pumphrey, who's a photographer and surfer who lives in St Ives, and he'd just been in shooting this like wedge, and he was just trying to think if he had enough energy to get back in and shoot again. There was something that I saw in that moment in the photograph, that sort of sitting there, that sort of connection of, I guess, the connection to the ocean. I think it's always that sort of excitement. It's like, oh, I wonder what people will think, how they'll feel, and it's just so special. Like you can never really predict how sculpture can affect people, but in like a positive way.